industrial design program. And a few days back, I was meeting a friend, and he told me that he is working on making an installation in LA downtown and expressing his views on social fragmentation. And I wonder that we're in this developed nation and we observe social fragmentation. And as Luzmi, a very renowned anthropologist who was working with us, she said that this social fragmentation is extremely prominent in Guatemala, and specific around the Lake Atitlan. So I'm trying to work towards that. So I introduce you to my project called A Walk with the Maya. My main goals are to educate the tourists about the culture and about the Maya, people who live there, which creates cultural awareness. And it empowers Maya people to feel proud by presenting their lives to these people and interacting with them. Like James eloquently put, the best way to bridge the gap between cultures is to have interaction and communication, direct interaction. And lastly, it brings revenue for the Maya people as well. So this is a sort of a street museum. There are a lot of beautiful parts which overlook the scenic beauty of the lake. But the thing is, you need to attract tourists because the Peace Corps scientist who was working there, she said even if we clean the lake, the bloom is going to be visible for a very long time after that. So we need to attract the tourists not only because of the lake, because that count is going down, but because of other things that the lake offers you. So the people who would be going down the street would be seeing a lot of things. Examples would be years-old weaving. People own these things, but they haven't put it out or nobody sees it. So all this culture goes without seen by the rest of the world. So you can procure these things by renting these artifacts from the people. Secondly would be old artifacts like day-to-day used things which are not being used anymore. Stuff like historical garb. This is like a headgear which is not used by the people anymore, but it is a very important part of their culture. It's made in pure silk and silver. There are many artists around the village which could also express the mood of the lake presently around the lake by painting murals on the walls down the street. There would be puppet shows as well, which would you would have home tours, which you could visit the families around the lake and actually see what their lives are. And they could tell you stories about their history, about how they came to be, and everything. And many people are not very knowledgeable about the music and the other performances of the culture around the lake, so there will be music performances as well. And home visits, so what you do is basically you go around the lake and not only just see things in boxes, sitting in boxes and other kinds of museums, but you live the lives of these people. What it does for the local people, or what it does for the Maya people. First, you get more educated tourists, like Mariana and John very nicely said that you need to attract a certain kind of ecotourism and volunteer tourism. So when people are speaking to each other, when they're sharing mutual interest and respect, it brings pride amongst the people. And it makes the Maya people very proud of themselves, expressing them. And lastly, it brings in income for the Maya people. So what does all this mean? I believe that when an individual has fulfilled the basic needs of food, clothing, and shelter through a steady income and has gone past even the next level of self-confidence and achieving respect from the peers, one automatically starts thinking beyond oneself. By increasing the revenues for the Maya people around the lake, I'm trying to achieve such a self and nudge them to think about these issues involving the surrounding and think about growth and initiate possible solutions from the Maya and from within the community, rather than depending on the help from outside, because they say that the best solutions come from within.